Oh, and it looks like there's actually another door we can buy. Cool, there's more exploring. I'm glad I get to go through this some more and check everything out. There's PhD up here. Fantastic. There's a Type 100. More wall guns. That's always super nice to have more wall guns, even if they aren't really that great. I mean, obviously, don't put like a Colt up here or anything like that. If you want to make your own like really ridiculous spins on guns, that's something that a lot of maps do that's really popular to do. So for example, you could actually have a Colt up there and then people be like, what, why do you have a Colt up there? And then you have some hint laying around. Either you could put it in the map description, something as simple as that, or you could have something like actually in the map that hints at and be like, oh, well, the Colt actually does 1 billion damage instead of 300 whenever you shoot it. You know, something like that. It doesn't need to be a vanilla gun. Could be a pack-a-punch gun. Could be a custom-made gun. Could be something like that. A lot of maps have that. I'd recommend looking into that just to spice it up a little bit. Obviously, if you want to go with a mod pack, like a UGX or a ZCT or something of that nature, totally can do that. That would spruce it up a little bit. If you want to stick base World at War, definitely the easiest way to make it a little nicer using the base World at War would be to do like I just said and hook it up where there's some crazy modification to something. How many teleporters are there? I don't think there's that many. Let's keep going. I'll see if there's another teleporter. Yeah, there's one right over here. So is this is it. Okay, so we'll teleport and see what happens, see if anything happens at all. I do wish that this place was maybe, not this place necessarily, but I wish that some of the areas were brighter or just had the lights. Now, this is really nice. You have the chalk going well. That's something that, for some reason, a lot of people have struggles with. This doesn't need to be lit up. I guess this doesn't really need to be, but this is lit up a little bit because of some of the light from other things, whereas this is completely dark. And again, you can have rooms that are completely dark, but if I go around and I go to like every room, and they're all completely dark, then I'm gonna be like, well, it could be a cool theme, or it could just be like just kind of boring. So I don't know what the case is on this map. I mean, obviously, if I walk around for a little bit, I would be able to figure it out. What else can I add to this? Ooh, I do not want a car. Please get rid of this. Please take this gun off of my hands. I do not want this filth. This really isn't that much better. I mean, obviously this is way stronger, but like I have a pack-a-punch PPSH, dude. I don't even really need anything else. If I go ahead and go over here, I feel like I'd want something to be, so these don't have anything on the sides. Oh, do you have anything planned for this? You should look up Yodi's lair. Okay, his lair, not Slayer, like his actual name. Look up the lair, and there's a swimming part in there. If you can figure out how to have a layout for that, I think that'd be a really cool thing to like have, not necessarily an Easter egg, but just later on in the map, you unlock a door that lets you go through here, and then you can go back and like swim around and stuff. I always think that's a really cool thing to do, is to have like a loop back to something. I mean, obviously a ton of like video games do that, but I think it's really cool for maps as well, where you're like, oh man, I see this thing. I wonder if I can ever mess with it. And then you actually get to go back to it and you're like, oh, sick, I did get to mess with it. That's so cool. So I do think that that would be really cool. What else is there that I can talk about? This stuff, all this stuff right here looks super nice. Really love it. Obviously, there could be the potential for more detail, but I do like that there's detail there. And, you know, maybe if you bring the same amount to stuff over here, then that'd really make the map look a lot nicer. I'm trying to think what I can say about difficulty-wise. I mean, I was pretty much handed everything, so I can't really speak on the difficulty. I don't know how difficult it is. This would be a fantastic spot to run around. If you want to change that, throw some stuff over here, put some obstacles or some choke points, put an extra room, like right in the middle of it, like move the teleporter to the corner, and then put like another room here that you have to go into, and then that would make this a big choke point that people wouldn't be able to get around if you wanted that. If you don't want that, then, you know, that's totally cool. Because all the other areas are choke points, so this would probably be the place to go to actually make it to a high round if you weren't loaded whenever you started. This could be another area. This is obviously going to be way more detrimental to people who aren't very good at zombies. Oh, and there's a spawning right here. Actually, you'd have a lot of trouble doing this, but this would definitely be possible. See, now, like, this is something I'd have fun with. I would be okay with doing this for 10, 20 rounds and making it to the end. An ending, that's totally something you should get. This right here is open, and I really like that because there's difficulty and the lack of vision behind it. So this would be a good area to run through. Maybe throw in like a riser spawn point or two and really mess with them. So you have to be super careful and actually know where the spawn points are. But don't go crazy with it. Don't make it unusable. Okay? Because if you make it unusable, then this area is just a place that people stay away from because they don't see the zombies until they leave the grass. Whereas if you just put 1 or 2, then they actually have to learn the spawn points and be wary of them, and it's another obstacle, not just like a complete no-no. Whereas it would be a complete, like, just no, don't do that if it was set up like that. So the pathing seems to be fine here, but where does it go wrong? It looks like it goes wrong right about here, somewhere around here. So if you can figure out... Now, you can force the zombies to follow you, even if the pathing's bad, by the way. That's what I used to have a pathing issue on one of my maps, and that's what I did. I can't remember if it was actually the pathing or if I had to redo the zones or something ridiculous. Oh, I think the freezing thing has something to do with zones. I really wish I could remember the name of the map that I played before that had the same freezing issue, and it was a, like... It was a newer map at the time, so it was probably something I played a few months ago, and let's see, it's not something that a lot of people have issues with anymore, just because zombie maps have been around for a long time, so it's maybe not something you would hear about too much. So you could use that map as an example to look up fixes for it, because I'm sure people have pointed out how to fix it on there, where people very well have pointed out, rather, how to fix this. So I don't know, but I don't remember off the top of my head how to fix it. So if you want to find the answer from me, there is my wisdom. Go to that map's forums and figure it out from that, because I don't remember, or just ask someone around. Also, it does say you're working hard to finish this, which I'm glad. Again, I mean, I pretty much showed you everything. The map layout's really nice. I think this would be a lot of fun. An ending would be fantastic. I think if you could add an area where you teleport to and you have Pack-a-Punch and an ending there. And I also think maybe 1 or 2 more areas would really make the map better. But, like, as is, it's definitely fine. It'd definitely be good. But I just like my map's a teeny bit bigger. Because it is kind of small, but... At the same time, I don't actually know the length that it would take to unlock everything, because I had 1 billion points at the start, you know, because I had 50,000. Also, I try and make, if you are doing an ending, you want to make sure that a lot of these areas have more meaning than than they do right now. So, for example, if I'm going for the ending, I'm not going to come over here just for stamina up. I'm not going to buy this area at all if I know that only stamina up and Deadshot Daiquiri are over here. Okay? If we go over here, I think there's a Type 100 up there. What perks do they have? I'll go take a look. I think there's a perk up here. PhD, not essential. Not going to go all the way over here. Buy PhD. Not going to buy this area at all. Okay? So if I only need to go to here so I can link the pad to teleport, then I'm not going to bother with it. What else? So what I'd recommend, I think a good fix is have something over here in that area tied in to the little water area that I was talking about, and then you can even make it an extra area in the map. Okay? So you could have a whole new area into it, and then you could have purpose behind it, and then in that new area in the water, you could have the ending down there. And there you go. Those are my suggestions, whether you like them or not. They are available for you. Feel free to not take any of my advice at all. I don't know how you'd fit the sick doggo memes into any of this, or the puppers, or whatever you want to call them. So, you know, sorry about that, I guess. But other than that, hopefully I was able to help out a little bit. If you want to reach out to me personally, feel free to do that. You can contact me via Twitter, YouTube message, email, Skype. You can ask for my Skype. We can talk verbally if you want, and I'd be totally cool with helping test things, assuming I could do YouTube videos on them. I'd really like that, because I think that'd be a fun, like, back and forth, like, showing off the inner workings of working with someone on a map. What else can I add to this? Really like the map. Definitely think it's pretty cool. Obviously, it's nothing. Like, I'm not going to, like, talk it up and be like, oh my god, this is the best map ever. But there's definitely not anything wrong with you making the map or anything wrong with the map or anything like that. I mean, it definitely seems like it would be fun to play through. See, the thing is, like, mostly for me, if it functions and it seems semi-interesting, then that seems pretty cool to me. Oh, another big takeaway. If you're not doing a mod, if you're not going to use TMG or ZCT or Quizmod or UGX or any of these really well-known mods, if you're not going to do that, definitely modifying a vanilla gun and making it crazy is a good way to go. Even then, even if you are using a mod, totally feel free to do that as well. You can have this crazy. There was one map I played a few months ago that had a Thompson on the wall, and it cost like 5,000. You're just like, what? Why would a Thompson cost 5,000? Obviously, that's ridiculous. And you got it, and it had like 1,000 bullets on the side, and you're like, what? And the clip size was like a light machine gun, or no, it's probably bigger than that. And it shoots incredibly fast. I mean, it shoots insanely fast. It shoots faster than this. And what it is it like doesn't do a lot of damage, but you use it to get points. So you'd keep running around and shooting that and using that to get points, and then you go back, buy some ammo on the wall, or hopefully you get a max ammo, and then you just keep doing that over and over and over. And it was like this cool special gun, but it also wasn't crazy overpowered because it was just a gun made for points. So it didn't take away the challenge by having this crazy overpowered, or this crazy gun, because it wasn't overpowered. So that's another suggestion I have for you. Again, blah, blah, blah. Feel free to reach out to me if you want, or don't at all. Whatever. Hopefully, I was able to help you out. And for anyone in a similar situation, feel free to link me your maps, and I will go over them, critique them, hopefully be able to help you with any issues that you have. And don't send me stuff. Man, a lot of people like tooting their own horn and being like, they don't actually want to change anything in their map. They just want you to like say that it's a perfect map. But you're never going to have a perfect map. I would always be able to tell you something that could be improved a little bit, and then they'll get annoyed. So, like, don't send me your map if you want me to just compliment it. Just tell me, hey, play my map or something instead if you want me to do that. So yeah, I think that's pretty much the gist of this. Thank you, Fluffy Jojo125, for uploading this onto the zombie modding website. The download link will be in the description below. Excuse me. It's late. I'm talking super fast. My voice is starting to go out a little bit. I'm trying to be quiet. You know, there's so many. I'm shuffling a lot of stuff. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and end it before I ramble on too much more. Here, we'll have a nice little blah blah. I can't talk. We're dead. We're gonna have a dirt nap. That's the joke I was trying to make. Goodbye.